as I started to play. A faint breeze crossed my hands, carrying a name I never spoke. Somewhere far beyond the calm water, something answered and faded. Footprints sank unevenly beside the piano bench, as if someone had walked with me and forgot to stay. My voice rose once, thin and unsure, then fell into the quiet like a note that refused to return. The gulls circled high without noticing, drawing patterns that meant nothing and everything at once. I tried to shape the truth into sound, but each phrase drifted apart before meaning could form. This is the line where my voice fell. I left it here between the tide and the fading light, hoping the water would hold what I never could. If the horizon keeps it for a moment, let that moment be enough to quiet the ache. I'll stand beside the waves until it settles into the dusk. A page turned by itself, slow and tired, its edges soft from the salt in the air. I remembered how I once believed music could save something, but tonight it only softened the ache. I could no longer hide. A single chord trembled beneath my fingertips, asking a question I had no strength to answer. This is the line where my voice fell. I placed it softly under the evening sky, as if the sea could translate the things I failed to say. If the current carries it farther than memory reaches, let it drift without regret. I'll watch the last shimmer fade before I turn away. The moment darkened, yet I kept playing, hoping the sound would reach the distance I failed to touch. My breath shook once, and the rest belonged to the waves. When the final note dissolved, the night closed over the place it had fallen. Still I waited a little longer, as if silence might return what I had lost. Cold air slipped into the room when I opened the window. It touched my face like a reminder I didn't ask for. Why does it still hurt? I said quietly. The chair across from me was empty, but I kept I try to tell myself it was only the past playing tricks. Yeah, my chest tightened in a way I couldn't ignore. I thought I was over this. I whispered to the floor. The air moves softly around me, not warm, not gentle, just honest. Cold air fills the space you used to take and makes the room feel bigger and somehow smaller at the same time. I try to speak, but every word turns heavy before it leaves my mouth. So I keep them inside, hoping they will stop hurting someday. Maybe letting go is slower than I expected. I said to the dawn. I sat on the edge of the bed, hands still, thoughts running in circles. Nothing dramatic happened, it was just another long night, but the kind that reminds me how alone a person can feel if you were here. What would you say? I asked the silence. Cold air presses against the parts I try to hide. It knows the feelings I pretend not to have. If these thoughts drift beyond this quiet room, I hope they find a place where they won't come back to me. Go on, I whispered, I can handle the rest. The night waited for an answer I didn't have. I breathed in slow and unsteady, trying to make peace with what stayed and what's left. The window glass cooled under my hand. I stood there until the ache softened, letting the cold stay with me a little longer, because it was the only thing that felt true tonight. Half of what I meant to say stayed inside me. I carried it through the days, heavy and unfinished. If I could go back, I'd keep you there a little longer, long enough to fix the distance I pretended not to see. Please listen, I imagine myself saying, even though you're nowhere near this moment. I practiced the words I never managed to tell you, lining them up, breaking them apart, hoping they would sound less fragile if I tried again. But every sentence stopped halfway, like my own voice didn't trust me anymore. I wasn't trying to hurt you, I whispered to the quiet. There was a time when we understood each other without speaking. Now even my thoughts feel like strangers. Half of what I meant to say stayed inside me. I carried it through the days, heavy and unfinished. If I could go back, I'd keep you there a little longer, long enough to fix the distance I pretended not to see. Please listen, I imagine myself saying, even though you're nowhere near this moment. I walk the same path home tonight, wondering if you ever replay those small ordinary days. Nothing dramatic ended us, just a slow drift neither of us wanted to admit. I should have said more, I told the night, though I knew it couldn't answer half of what I meant to say. Is still with me, it echoes when I try to sleep, soft but sharp enough to keep me awake. If these memories move on before I do, I hope they find a place where they stop aching. You deserved honesty, I say now, too late. I hold the moment where we almost understood each other, turning it over like a fragile truth, wishing I hadn't let it slip away. When I finally turned off the light, the silence settled in like an old habit. I lay there knowing tomorrow would come, but the rest of my words would still be missing. I hate you. A small part, a breath held too long. Your voice broke the moment, calling for me. I heard my name, clear but distant, as if someone else owned that version of me. I turned my head, not out of fear, but because I wasn't ready to be seen. I told myself, not now, though the words never made it out loud. Empty shoes on the floor, a jacket still warm, a feeling unanswered. Every emotion sharpened at once, like they were fighting to speak first. You called my name and I looked away. A simple moment, but it carried too much weight. I wanted to face you, to say something real, but my thoughts scattered the second I tried. Later I almost said later never came. Only this regret, layered in quiet. You waited longer than I deserved. I felt your patience thinning at the edges. Not angry, just tired. I opened my mouth, nothing formed. A half-truth, a hesitation, a heartbeat misaligned with yours. Because I didn't know how to be close without breaking. If you say my name again someday, I hope I finally turn toward the sound. I hope I don't blink the moment away, but tonight all I can offer is this acceptance and the truth I avoided. I cared more than I could show. There are moments I remember too clearly, cracks that form long before we noticed. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't turn away, but something in me shifted at the wrong time, and the space between us changed shape. You asked if I was alright. I said of course, a lie gentle enough to pass for truth. Mistakes, soft ones, still damage. I watched your expression fall, not because of anything I did, but because of everything I failed to do. These are the things I broke without touching, promises that cracked under silence, feelings I bent out of shape while pretending nothing hurt. I wish I could rewind the moment where your trust slipped from my hands, even though I never held it tightly enough to begin with. You spoke carefully, as if each word might set me off. That's when I knew I'd already changed something we didn't know how to fix. The worry in your eyes wasn't loud, but it carried more weight than anything you said. A pause, unsteady to true. These are the things I broke without touching. The hope you tried to hand me gently, the understanding I pushed aside, the softness I stepped on without meaning to. If regret could rebuild what I damaged, I'd speak differently, I'd breathe differently, I'd stay. There's a version of me that could have met you halfway, but I kept choosing the safer words, the safer distance, the safer lies. Now I'm here, counting the things that fell apart quietly, one by one. All the pieces I never touched, all the pieces that still look like you. People kept insisting it was a milestone, a moment worth photographing, as if success were a lantern and I was expected to warm my hands by it. I laughed on cue. Inside, something lurched sideways. Your announcement popped up with a digital chime, crisp, so authoritative, the kind of sound that makes groups erupt in praise. My reaction arrived late, dragging a strange heaviness behind it. I drafted a congratulated storyline, deleted it, rewrote it with too much polish, and sent it anyway. The sentence felt rehearsed for a play I wasn't cast in. It's disorienting when someone's ascent casts shadows in places you didn't know existed. It was good news that left an imprint where joy should have settled. Every cheer around me ricocheted in my chest, bright on the outside, hollow underneath. You advanced effortlessly, or that's how it looked from here. I stood still long enough to wonder whether stillness counts as defeat. Later I watched you talk about your new role with the kind of energy people write essays about. My envy wasn't venomous, it was clinical, like observing a phenomenon I couldn't participate in for a second. I imagined telling you the truth, that I was happy, but the happiness pulled something fragile out of alignment. I swallowed the impulse whole. I keep learning that emotions don't travel at the same speed as congratulations. It was good news, yet it disassembled me in quiet increments. Your excitement moved upward, mine spiraled sideways, searching for a place to settle that didn't feel like self-betrayal. I clapped along, offbeat but earnest. Some sincerity arrives crooked. A strange confession hovered in my throat. Don't forget the version of meth that existed before this gap opened. I let it dissolve. Truth sometimes feels too heavy to offer without trembling. So I walked home beneath a sky too bright for how conflicted I felt. A group of students passed by, laughing like the world always made sense to them. I envied their certainty, their unshaken belief that progress is linear. Notifications kept lighting my phone, your updates, your gratitude toward everyone cheering you on. I paused, let the screen dim, and admitted to myself the thing I hid from you. I wanna be proud of both of us at the same time. I'm still learning how to hold admiration without puncturing it with comparison. Maybe next season I'll get it right. maybe then your triumph won't echo against the parts of me still under construction. The street was calm, but my thoughts kept turning. A soft blur passed through the windows of passing cars. Your message lit the screen, brighter than it felt, parallel. Soft static, it's nothing really. I walked beside you, counting the pauses you didn't hear. Your voice carried warmth, but my chest felt out of sync. We joked about tomorrow like it was easy to reach. I nodded along, pretending the air wasn't heavier for me. You talked about a future that sounded clear to you, and I tried to follow the outline without losing myself. Our words looked close, but they leaned in different directions. You smiled like everything was landing the right way. I caught the silence underneath and held it carefully. Two meanings drifting, quiet but unmistakably apart. You touched my arm, light as a passing thought. I wanted to answer with something real but steady. Instead I offered a half-finished sentence you didn't notice. Maybe it's fine, maybe not, I still don't know. The night lights blurred around us, and your footsteps matched mine only by chance. Our words looked close, but they leaned in different directions. You smiled like everything was landing the right way. I heard the small distance forming between syllables, two meanings drifting, quiet but unmistakably apart. I'm here, you said, as if the phrase could redraw the space I felt. But even then, something delicate slipped through the moment, and neither of us named it before it changed. Our words looked close, but they leaned in different directions. I tried to match the tone you carried so naturally. The sky didn't answer, but the stillness did. Two meanings drifting, quiet but unmistakably apart. I replay the scene sometimes, not for the pain but for the proof that we cared in different shapes. If our paths bend again someday, I hope we recognize the space that stood between us and choose our meanings with slower hands. I kept walking through the day like it owed me nothing. Some thoughts followed, some slipped away. Your name brushed past my mind without knocking. I remember your laugh landing just a second late, like my heart needed an extra beat to catch it. You said something soft, maybe simple, maybe real. I nodded, pretending the air wasn't shifting inside me. You looked at me like I should already understand, but the truth was slower than both of us. Before I noticed anything, you were already somewhere deeper, and I kept standing at the surface, trying to read what I missed. Did you hear me? Before I noticed anything, your words reached a place I hadn't opened. I wish I had moved with them, not after them. Your smile pressed against my memory in the wrong order. I tried to answer with something steady, but half of it fell apart on the way out, fragment. Still you waited like you always did, carrying a patience I never learned to return. Before I noticed anything, the moment had already changed shape. You held it gently, I held it carelessly. We called it the same thing, but we meant it differently. I replay that afternoon sometimes, not the whole thing, just the split second where I almost understood you. It's strange how small it was and how much weight it carried after. Before I noticed anything, you had already stepped closer. I was late even to my own heart. If timing was a language, I spoke it poorly that day. Still thinking about it, not for regret, but to mark the place where we misread each other and kept walking anyway. You told me the view was better higher up, so we climbed to the 4th floor without thinking. The city felt lighter from there, almost like we could let something go. I held a small balloon from the convenience store, bright, flimsy, bought for no reason at all. You laughed and asked why I kept it, but I couldn't explain the comfort in something that floats halfway. Some days I don't know what I'm holding on to. You leaned on the railing, talking about plans like the world would wait for your timing. I nodded, tracing the pattern of your hopes, as if they could lift me along with them. The balloon tugged upward, and I wondered why I didn't feel the same pull. Maybe we collect little things to steady ourselves, even if they were never meant to last. On the 4th floor, everything looked kinder. I thought if I stood still long enough, I might learn how to rise too. But the wind carried something you didn't say, and I couldn't name it before it passed. You reached for the balloon, and for a moment we shared the same small gravity. On the 4th floor, everything looked kind. hesitation. Maybe I envy that kind of certainty. Maybe I'm still learning how to follow anything upward. If the balloon ever slipped free, I hope it would drift somewhere I can't predict, reminding me that even weightless things decide their own direction. Upward, upward. Upward. Colors softened across the room, as if the day was stepping out quietly. You stood with your hands in your pockets, not tired, not waiting, just there. We traded small stories about nothing serious. Your laugh drifted around the space we shared, warm in one moment, uncertain in the next. I wondered when our conversation started sounding like translations of older ones. There was a tenderness in the pause you took, the kind that appears only when something is close to ending. In that paper evening, everything felt delicate without breaking. Your eyes carried a thought you didn't send my way, and I felt myself reaching for it without knowing small motion made the moment clearer than any sentence. We both looked toward the door at the same time, but for different reasons. Maybe we both knew the shape of the ending long before we said anything about it. In that paper evening, we stood close enough to feel familiar, far enough to feel unfinished. I tried to hold the moment steady, but something slipped quietly. Even without moving, if I could send a single thought back to us, it wouldn't be regret. It would be the courage to ask the question I kept avoiding, not to fix anything, just to understand what you hoped I'd shared a calm that wasn't quite peace. Your breath settled, mine echoed somewhere behind my ribs, and between those two rhythms, something gentle agreed to end. I left the room after you, walking slower on purpose, not to delay anything, but to notice the pieces of the moment we never Wait, doors close like an answer I didn't hear. A message half typed stays glowing in my pocket. Billboards talk louder than people today. Everyone's laughing in pieces of glass. I count red lights like small promises that never get kept. Are you coming? I don't know who sent it, maybe I did. The world keeps refreshing, but I'm still on the same page. My name scrolls by a thumbnail with no sound. I try to blink, but the city doesn't notice. Someone dropped their earphones, music leaking like blood. A couple fights and polite voices, their shadows overlap perfectly. I watch, pretending I'm just late. The wind from the train smells like summer. Maybe that's just old air conditioning. The world keeps refreshing and I keep buffering. People upload their feelings, I just archive mine. Still here, but out of frame. Don't post this, just remember it. No one says that anymore. Maybe that's why